This is a First Alert 7 weather day. Now an update from the First Alert Weather Center.
Well, we are going to be looking at, again, more in the way of heat in our forecast coming up here over the next 24 hours. Heat advisories remain in effect overnight tonight because we're not expecting temperatures to get much below 78 degrees in those red shaded areas. And then tomorrow we're going to see those temperatures back into triple digit territory above 105 degrees up to 108 in some parts of the Permian Basin and up to 112 plus around portions of the lower Rio Grande down along the lower elevations of Big Bend National Park is what I'm trying to say. Temperatures today were rather hot again, a record high out at the Midland National Air and Spaceport. We were up to 104 degrees, beat the old record of 102 set back in 2023, 108 in Wink and Monahans. Hottest temperature I could find was 113 down at Rio Grande Village. Also 113 over towards Abilene was the all-time high temperature for Taylor County and Abilene today. Temperatures currently are trying to cool off a little bit, but still close to 100 degrees here at the 9 o'clock hour and still triple digits Wink and Monahans and down towards Terlingua and Rio Grande Village. And so we'll finally get out of the 90s after about midnight and on our way only to the upper 70s overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, looks like the worst of it, temperatures 105 plus for Thursday afternoon.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you for joining us tonight for First Alert 7 News at 9. We'll have another weather update for you in just a few minutes, but for now, I'm Laura Munt with your news headlines, starting with continuing coverage. Last week, we told you about a 6-year-old boy who was killed in a hit and run in Andrews. We spoke to the Andrews Police Department about this ongoing case, and we're told that no arrests have been made. And while that investigation continues, the Andrews community continues to mourn the loss of life.
I can't imagine what they're going through, and I honestly can't at all. And I just know there's probably going to be expenses and things that are going to come, and I hope at least the expenses is the last thing they worry about.
Edgar Armendariz owns a Black Cat tattoo shop, and he's got family members in Andrews. His daughter went to the same elementary school as the 6-year-old boy. He's made it his goal to raise as much money as possible for the family through a raffle.
We're just giving back to the community, and Edgar's daughter goes to Andrews, so it hit kind of close to home with him. So we just want to give back to the family because that is very unfortunate that happened.
If you're interested in supporting, you can purchase a ticket for $20 at the Black Cat Tattoo Company. A ticket will be pulled out of a jar on Friday, and the winner will receive $1,000 worth of tattoos from the shop. So far, they've raised over $1,500 to support the family. Tracking crime now, a Midland ISD Police Sergeant Dakota Lindsay has been arrested and charged with official oppression. According to an arrest affidavit obtained by First Alert 7, Lindsay pressured a woman to delete a social media account or he would have her arrested. The social media account alleged that Lindsay was having an affair, which Lindsay says was not true. On August 16th, Lindsay went to the owner of the Facebook page's house to tell her to take it down, or he'd have a warrant issued for harassment. The woman did delete the page, but said she felt pressured by an officer in uniform. And if Lindsay hadn't been in uniform, he wouldn't have even been allowed inside the house. That same day, the woman told MISD police what happened, and MISD police started an internal investigation. They then requested that the Texas Rangers get involved. When speaking to investigators, Lindsay admitted that his conduct as an officer was unlawful. He was later arrested and charged. Tonight, the 111 Project and several other organizations gathered at the Ector County Coliseum for National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day. This event served as a way for people to honor those that they've lost to fentanyl and to educate others on the dangers of it. At the event, there was free Narcan, drug testing information, plus substance abuse and addiction resources available. Some political news for you now. Former U.S. Congresswoman Mayra Flores was in Odessa today taking part in a meet and greet at a Latinos for Trump event held at La Margarita. Flores was joined by Betty Cardenas, the chair of Latinas for Trump. The pair are traveling the country to get voters registered to cast their ballots in November. Flores won a special election to replace former U.S. Representative Flemen Vega in 2022. She spoke about the importance of getting out to vote.
I'm here to talk to the people of Odessa, Midland, and I want them to know how important their voice is. This is their country. This is our country. So it's important that we all play a role in this election. So I just want to bring excitement, and I want to encourage everyone to come out and vote on November.
Flores and Cardenas will also attend a private Republican Party fundraiser tonight in Odessa. In some political news across the aisle, it's day 3 of the Democratic National Convention. Featured speakers today include former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, former President Bill Clinton, and a keynote address from Governor Tim Walz. We'll have a full recap tonight on First Alert 7 News at 10 after the convention adjourns for the evening. And some travel news for you now. For the second month in a row, the number of passengers flying airlines out of Midland International Air and Spaceport has surpassed 70,000. Every week, over 25,000 Midland and Odessa workforce commuters fly out of Midland International Air and Spaceport. And statistics show that the majority of those flights are taking off on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
There are people who work rotations in Midland who fly in and out. There are companies with corporate offices and headquarters in other cities, and they fly their executives in and out. So that directly contributes to Midland, and it's a really good economic indicator as well, showing just how vibrant business is in Midland.
Midland is now outpacing nearby airports like Abilene, San Angelo, and Lubbock, thanks to its sustainable flight demand. Some education headlines for you now. With a new school year comes new additions to schools all across the Permian Basin. And whether that be new technology in schools, new students, or new teachers, there's a lot of exciting things with the new school year. First Alert 7 News' Tyler Poglich met with the new theater director of Permian High Schools, Scott Wyndham, and he tells us more about him and his journey back home. Tyler.
Scott Wyndham is originally from West Texas, where he graduated from Odessa High School and has performed for the Permian Playhouse, Midland Community Theater, and Odessa College. But his work doesn't just stop there. For over 25 years, Scott Wyndham has been involved in the theater.
It's about becoming a better human through that human experience, and becoming empathetic to others' journeys, and listening, and then just sharing each of our own personal journeys.
Wyndham has had the chance to perform on stages across the country, from his local hometown theater all the way up to Broadway in New York City.
And so my life was literally changed from an experience in the theater. And then being in New York, I still stay in touch with so many of those fellow actors and directors and producers that I dealt with. They're still friends, and we still touch base. And so, I think each one of those relationships has just made my life more rich.
But after several years away, he returned to West Texas in 2009, and now Wyndham is ready to give his knowledge to the students of the Permian Basin.
And so for me to go out and have these experiences and get this education and do all those things, and I was all around, but also just to come back home and then to invest back into my community, right? It's our community. It's our home.
Before traveling the country performing for thousands of people, Wyndham earned a degree in dramatic literature from the Liberty University in Virginia, where he also taught at the collegiate level. Now, after almost a decade away from teaching, Wyndham has decided to get back into the classroom in ECISD.
So these positions don't open up very often. And so when we heard that Mrs. Grenier was going to be leaving, my wife looked at me and she goes, "Scott, you should go apply for it." She said, I think that it combines your passion of theater, working with teenagers, she said, I think it would be a really great fit.
Wyndham graduated high school as a Bronco, so the switch from red to black was a unique experience.
It's a little different going from red to black, but I'm proud Odessa and proud to be a part of ECISD, and so that's all that matters.
Over the summer, Wyndham was hired by Basin Theater Works to be the artistic director. During the summer, they had a theater camp for students in the area where Wyndham taught students how to use their voice and tell a story. He hopes those lessons pass off to the students at Permian.
I hope these students walk out at the end of the year going, "Hey, I appreciate theater a little bit more." And this was I've told them. I said, my goal for them by the end of the year is they walk out going, "Hey, I'm a better human today than I was when I started this."
Wyndham and the PHS theater team will hold their first musical play this year. You can catch Mean Girls the Musical on October 24th and 26th. Reporting in the theater for First Alert 7 News, I'm Tyler Poglich.
Thank you, Tyler. Over in the Tall City, Midland ISD is reintroducing a college readiness program for 7th graders across the district. The AVID program provides tutors, teaches study skills and encourages students to pursue challenging coursework that will prepare them for higher education.
So it's a college preparatory program in which we're trying to teach kids study skills, critical thinking skills, and time management.
The school district hopes that in the future, this program will be expanded to high school and even down to elementary students. And the Ector County Library is rolling out a new mobile services to reach new readers. It's called Wow or Words on Wheels, and it's essentially a library on the go. The van will deliver to books to areas that are under-resourced. The library got the idea after they saw the need to expand to places like nursing homes.
You know, it started with putting the book kiosk in the mall and wanting to get out to further to other areas of Odessa that are growing, and to allow people to use the library without even coming into our location.
The brand new service will start in November, and it was made possible by a grant from the Texas State Library. In Odessa, the Ector County ISD School Board has hired a search firm to find a new superintendent after Dr. Scott Murray retired last week. According to our news partners with the Odessa American, the board also approved an employment agreement with interim superintendent Keely Boyer. Boyer officially became the interim superintendent yesterday. Dr. Murray was at the ECISD for 5 years and will continue in an advisory role until the end of January. And the Texas Education Agency has announced that they're adopting an MISD counseling tool to monitor counselor compliance with the state's 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule ensures school counselors are dedicating 80% of their time to students, while the other 20 is spent on administrative tasks. MISD submits monthly logs, which tracks counselors' time allocation to follow TEA guidelines. TEA reached out to MISD in June to get permission to use the log as a model for other districts statewide. MISD says it's committed to supporting students and their mental health. Coming up, if you're a new mom, or you know a new mom, or if you just like to shop, you're going to want to stick around. We're telling you when the next semi-annual Raylana consignment event is up next. Mark your calendar because the Rayalana of Midland, Odessa is gearing up for their semi-annual Children's Consignment event. Over 1,000 gently used items, including strollers, car seats, toys, and clothing, will all be available for purchase. Pre-sale starts on September 6th and 7th, and the sale will be open to the public beginning on September 8th at the Midland County Horseshoe. And like always, any unsold items will be donated to area foster families.
It is hot out there today, and it is going to stay that way. We're going to get you up to date on this excessive heat. It's record-breaking heat. We'll talk about it coming up next.
This is a First Alert 7 weather day. And now an update from Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Yes, the First Alert 7 weather day for excessive heat continues into your Thursday. As we saw record temperatures today again across the area, still hanging on to the upper 90s to low triple digits across parts of the Permian Basin. We're trying to cool off, but again, set a record out at the Midland National Air and Spaceport of 104 degrees. Beat the old records of 102 set back in 2023. It's all being caused by this area of high pressure that pushed temperatures all the way up to 113 degrees in Abilene. All-time record high there in Abilene and Taylor County. For most of West Texas, we saw extremely hot temperatures extended all the way up into southeast New Mexico. This high pressure not really moving the next couple of days. Then it's going to start to track off to the north and east a little bit more. And as that happens, we're going to get back out of the triple digits and into more seasonable temperatures into the mid to lower 90s into next week. Now, the daytime heating today did kick off a few showers, thunder showers along the Texas Hill Country. That activity is winding down, and we've had a couple of high clouds here and there, really about it across portions of West Texas as temperatures were up. Again, a record high of 104. Out of the Midland National Air and Spaceport, 105 in Presidio and Lubbock, up to 108 in Austin and San Antonio today. So wicked heat, 105 in Corpus Christi. Heat index values at one time were up around 116 degrees when you add in all that humidity. Now the Futurecast is showing that we're going to see things relatively quiet here over the next 24 hours or so. High clouds will really be about it. There may be a few flat cumulus clouds for everything's said and done on Thursday. Move the clock ahead towards Friday, about the same thing in the forecast as we'll see temperatures rather hot for another day. So tonight we could see another record warm low temperature. only dropping down into the upper 70s overnight tonight. 80 in Monahans and Fort Stockton. And then tomorrow we're going to be dealing with temperatures 105 plus out there, up to 108 plus in the Big Spring area, and it will be above 110, especially down in the lower elevations of Big Bend National Park. Your First Alert 7 10-day forecast shows another excessively hot day on Friday before, again, that high pressure moves off to the northeast. And we're going to see temperatures get back to more seasonable levels into next week. Really not bullish on any rain chances anytime soon, but we may see isolated showers, thunder showers come back into the forecast for parts of West Texas this weekend.
And it's that time again. Pigskin previews continue tonight, and this time we're looking at the Permian Panthers. Mojo enters 2024 with a lot of returners and lots of hope for a district championship.
For the Permian Panthers to win the district title, it starts with Jacob Garcia, who enters his second year at quarterback. Well improved and wearing the famed number 25.
Really just means being a leader.
Well, they have stand by. Problem with our video, but we'll come back to it.
For the Permian Panthers to win the district title, it starts with Jacob Garcia, who enters his second year at quarterback. Well improved and wearing the famed number 25.
Really just means being a leader, stepping up, leading by example, showing the team what to do vocally and just by example. There definitely is a lot of pressure, but I also love it. I get a lot of praise sometimes. That's pretty fun.
Justice Laura graduated after leading Permian in touchdowns the last 2 seasons. Gavin Black will fill the void and bring the same work ethic for the Panthers.
He learned a lot from Justice, not only just as far as the running part and the football part, but how Justice practiced. And you can see that is a big difference with Gavin from last year to this year. And he's a bruiser. He runs hard, and he's got great speed as well, but he runs hard between the tackles.
Gavin is talented. He's strong, quick. He's gotten a lot better this year. Jacob, on the other hand, goodness gracious, that kid, I've seen him grow so much.
Noah Costas leads the offensive line. a group of big boys with Justin Green, Jaden Vela, and 6'8" Hector Vasquez.
Our whole mindset as a group is just we dominate from every single snap. Every single snap we are choosing to put somebody on their butt every single play.
They're huge, man. I've never seen a bigger O-line. Like, I thought it was normal until I looked at every other high school. I mean, like, we really do have a blessing on our O-line, and they've gotten so much better from last year.
Sebastian Sanchez will lead a smaller defensive line with Kofi Powell and Braden Allard, who make up for it with speed.
We did have a lot of bigger guys last year, but we are definitely a whole lot quicker than we were last year. But we are faster. And our smallness, that doesn't really mean much. Our heart's still big, our mindset still focused on the greater thing.
Caleb Cruz, Caleb Jamison, Ian Riley, and Braden Garcia will be behind them on defense. Through the returning faces and newcomers, the expectations for Mojo remain high in 2024.
Our biggest thing year in and year out is how close our team is, because that's the key. I think we've got, as far as talent-wise, I think we're going to be very competitive, but we've got to do a great job of coming together as a football team.
People are going to learn that we're the Fighting Bucks and we're always going to fight.
The Alpine Bucks are establishing a team identity. Be physical and fight until the last second is off the clock.
We never give up. We're always going to fight on. We're always going to try our best. We're going to shed blood. We're going to shed tears, everything there is to come with it.
Aiden Lujan is a guy that's kind of a jack of all trades, plays multiple positions as an athlete. Probably scored about 10 touchdowns last year for us, playing different positions.
Lujan will be all over the field. He will play a bit of wide receiver, running back, kicker, and even lead the defense playing at safety.
Secondary.
Well, the excessive heat continues coming up on Thursday. Temperatures about 105 plus across Texas, except the mountain areas could be approaching towards Big Spring and above 110 in areas along the Rio Grande coming up hot on Friday, but then we'll get out of triple digits. So that's a first step of improvements coming up this weekend, and then close to where we should be this time in August. So that would be an improvement too, and it looks like as we move towards Labor Day weekend, even milder weather is on the way. No big rain chances anytime soon, but we'll that isolated shower, thunder shower. Saturday, but overall, though, just hot and dry. But the next 2 days are going to be wicked.
Stay hydrated.
There you go.
Thanks for joining us for First Alert 7 News at 9. More news coming up tonight at 10.